Entomophobia. Entomophobia. Good evening. Welcome to the June 17th, 2026 edition of Wednesday Edition. I'm Scott Leisure. 5 o'clock Mountain Time in the Mile High City. So why Wednesday? Why decide to broadcast everybody's favorite weekly podcast Wednesday edition on Wednesday? Why not Thursday edition? Why not Friday edition? Monday edition? How was the decision made to have the podcast on Wednesdays? The real answer is I have no idea. I mean, there has to be something on that halfway point of the work week. I know and I understand that not everyone works Monday through Friday. I also know and understand that not everyone watches the podcast on Wednesday. So what does it matter? It's just a day, right? And we all only really have today, living in the moment. We talk about it a lot. Being able to slow your roll, look around, pause, and just be in the moment. Pretty cool, right? Sure, Scott, if you say so. Living in the here and now is about letting go of past regrets and future anxieties so you can fully engage with your current surroundings. You can make authentic connections and genuinely appreciate the life that unfolds right before your Wednesday edition eyes. The ultimate word for living in the moment is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present, aware of what you are and what you are doing, and not being overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around you. It takes a lot for a person to truly be living in mindfulness. It's how we go about it, though. But Scott, shh, hear me out. If we can slow our thinking down, focus on what is in our present moment, and do our best to ignore all of the commotion that is constantly around us, we have a better chance at observing our thoughts and our reactions and our non-reactions. It isn't about stopping our thoughts. It's about noticing them and letting them pass without getting caught up in them, without letting them carry us out of the present moment. A few weeks ago, when we were talking about discipline, we talked about respecting and living for the future version of ourselves. Getting too caught up in our thoughts and overthinking things just drains energy from your present self and your future self. I know. Scott, it's only Wednesday. Slow down. Dial it back. Center. Ground. Hey, we've got this. But it's only Wednesday if you're watching on Wednesday. It's not Wednesday if you're watching on Saturday or Tuesday. Wait. Now I'm really confused. Breathe. Last week we talked about staying in our lane. It's been my experience through a life filled with experiences that when I'm staying in my lane, I find it much easier to live in the moment and live practicing mindfulness. In doing my best to remain mindful this past week, when I was researching for this week's edition of Wednesday Edition, I came across an offer for a commemorative end of an era printed penny. It was $11.99 before shipping. My friends, every week, Cash Friday is in 2 days. Stop by the ATM on Friday, pull out $20 and spend it with an artist or with a local business, or pull out like $500 and go get some ink. Support an artist and a small business at the same time. Here on Wednesday Edition each week, we try our best to balance the healthy, beneficial, and mindful stories and topics with the not so healthy, not so mindful, and sometimes disturbing stories. Surfing through the internet and researching each week, I read some really whacked out stuff. Just when I think I've seen the ugliest, I read something uglier. Boston police are searching for two suspects wanted for committing an armed robbery at a lemonade stand. What in the wide world of sports is flipping wrong with people? Seriously. Two kids were running a lemonade stand in South Boston. These suspects made several passes by the stand, casing it. And then the suspects, described as boys around 11 and 14 years old, approached the lemonade stand and asked if they accept Apple Pay, a bad example of using cash to support a small business. Before the children could answer, the suspect grabbed a box of cash and the older suspect flashed a gun. They took off with like $50. These are kids brandishing weapons and robbing other kids at a lemonade stand. When did things really start getting this upside down? Huh? I'm sure the last thing the Beaver Cleaver or the Happy Days gang thought of at their lemonade stand was the possibility of being robbed at gunpoint. Isn't it crazy enough we have to do our best from the second we open our eyes in the morning to balance, navigate, maneuver, live mindfully while we have all of this other shit going on? Iran, fraud, data centers, warehouse fires, Elon, capitalism, socialism, campaign ads, cloud formations, Trump putting his name on things, Trump having his name taken off of things, Thunderdome on the White House lawn, Epstein, weather modification, wildfires, artificial intelligence, and what happened to Nancy Guthrie? Anyone? Isn't it crazy enough that we have all of that stuff going on, and now we have to worry about kids knocking off lemonade stands? I don't know what's worse, lemonade stand robberies or having AI falsely recognize you, leading to your wrongful arrest. Oh, yeah. A Florida man is suing multiple law enforcement agencies after he claims he was wrongfully arrested due to flawed AI facial recognition technology. I don't wish this on my worst enemy, says Robert Dillon. Come on, Robert. Not even on your worst enemy? Authorities had been searching for a suspect who allegedly tried to lure a child at a Jacksonville Beach restaurant, more than 300 miles away from Robert's home. Robert says he's never even been to Jacksonville Beach. When the officers were arresting him at his home, Robert said he was basically telling them this is crazy, and he had no idea who did it, but it wasn't him. During the investigation, authorities fed poor quality surveillance images of the suspect into an AI-powered facial recognition program, which scanned the facial features and found photos of the suspect and Dylan were a 93% match. So they arrest the guy. The state attorney's office dropped the case weeks after the arrest, but Robert says it took nearly a year to get the arrest wiped from his record. He had to get the American Civil Liberties Union involved. Robert and the ACLU are currently suing several law enforcement authorities and agencies, including the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, which oversees the use of the AI facial recognition technology all across Florida. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office said in a statement that training for the facial recognition program is unequivocally clear that the technology is an investigative tool only. Facial recognition results are never matches, the sheriff's office said. Independent investigation is required to determine whether any person in a photo array return in the facial recognition system is the person who committed a crime. Proper safeguards were in place to require the system be properly used. It was wrong for the Jacksonville Beach police officer to determine probable cause existed to arrest someone solely based on their photo appearing in a facial recognition photo array. Liability for doing that rests solely with any officer who did so. Okay, raise your hand if you're all in on AI. It has its yin and it has its yang for sure. Another reason to practice mindfulness, though, right? By living in the moment and being able to recognize our thoughts, we can also recognize the things that are in our control and the things that are out of our control, the things out of our lane. Practicing mindfulness can help with improving focus, reducing stress, reducing anxiety, and it supports your overall physical health. We all want that. A lot of the life improvement topics and the health topics we discuss here on Wednesday edition are just basic common sense. A lot of it is just simplifying things. I find when I simplify something or dummy it down, I feel my anxiety disappear and I feel it easier to concentrate on the task at hand. Mindfulness, living in the moment, recognizing our thoughts, living healthy, beneficial lives, helping artists and local small businesses. A lot of good stuff on this week's edition of Wednesday Edition. Of course, we did mention Trump and Elon, and we did talk about lemonade stand heists, and cops using AI to wrongly arrest innocent people. The good and the bad, the dark and the light, the yin and the yang, right? Do your part to help keep cash alive this week and Google these three things. Number one, Google the definition of mindfulness. Sometimes we have to read the words with our own eyes in order to have a true understanding. Just do it. Number two, Google the history of the 9-to-5 day and the 40-hour work week. Pretty interesting stuff. And remember, it's not a law that you have to eat 3 meals a day either. Number three, Google Florida man, AI, wrongful arrest. Read up on this lucky guy. Remember, the price we pay for associating with the wrong people is enough reason for us to be stricter about who we keep in our circles. In slowing down and living in the moment, I think you might also have a fighting chance against recognizing and reading into how people around you act towards you and act towards other people. That in itself should strengthen your circle. Am I right? Here we go. The top 5 songs from June 17th, 1990. 1990 was 36 years ago. You're welcome. June 17th, 1885 is the date that the Statue of Liberty arrived in the United States, way before AI and trillionaires. It's also the date of the Watergate break-in, just saying. Let's do this. The top 5 songs, June 17th, 1990. Number 5, Vogue, Madonna. Really? Starting off the countdown with Madonna? Okay. By now, I think we all know my thoughts on Madonna. 0 for 1. Let's move on. Number 4. All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You, Heart. Heart is one of my favorite bands. Seen them a couple times. Without a doubt, not their best song at all. Heart still gets a pass. 1 for 2. Number 3, Poison. Belle Biv DeVoe. B.B.D, right? Belle Biv DeVoe. Now you know. It's driving me out of my mind. That's why it's hard for me to find. Can't get it out of my head. Wrong move, you're dead. Okay. Enough. B.B.D 2 for 3. Number 2. Hold On, Wilson Phillips. The Daughters of the Mamas and Papas and the Beach Boys. You can't go against Wilson Phillips. There is not a chance in hell that Wilson or Phillips would even entertain the idea of knocking off a lemonade stand. 3 for 4. Okay, here we go. The number 1 song, June 17th, 1990. It Must Have Been Love, but It's Over Now. Roxette. Best song on the countdown. Roxette gets a big thumbs up, 4 for 5. Be mindful this week, okay? Live in and embrace the present moment. Use some cash to buy some lemonade from some kids at a lemonade stand. Get outdoors, don't overthink, cook at home, drink your water, create something. Don't smoke any crack, and don't get trafficked. Remember, all of the editions of Wednesday Edition are posted on the YouTube channel. Seriously, if you aren't subscribed and you're seeing this, we have a major disconnect. Wednesday Edition, every Wednesday, 5 p.m., only on YouTube and scottleisure.com. Subscribe to the YouTube and message me if you want a free t-shirt. Maybe we can get t-shirts that read, I was wrongly arrested by AI. Thank you again, Wednesday Edition community. Thank you for your feedback, your suggestions, and your support, even if you aren't subscribed. Okay? Remember, true approval isn't in a number or a click or a like. It's in you. It's in appreciating the moment and the journey and the growth, right? Stay vigilant. Eat your protein. It's in everything now. Watch your back and watch your friends' backs too, right? Good night and be safe.